Hello, this is Angela with Parkrose Permaculture. We have had a few hot days and I was actually getting ready to go run an errand, and I have a habit of, before I leave the house, I run up front here by the driveway and I pull some clover and any weeds like dandelions or grass that happen to get in along the edge of our property. And I found a surprise, so I thought I would share it with you all. This front bed here, this used to be driveway last year, and these beds are still in progress. And then this bed here is a plum guild. So I've talked about guilds in the past, and I'll link to them here. Guilds are basically the permaculture concept of companion planting, usually done around a fruit or nut tree as the core, the center, and then surrounded by support plants. So here I have an early Laxton plum, and underneath it has support plants like crocosmia and daylilies and peonies, and there's a rhubarb behind it and comfrey, and then this is valerian here. And those are to bring in insects and to provide shade for the ground, to reduce water loss. And then underneath this tree, it's hard to see, I have a honeyberry here. So I wanted to talk about early Laxton plums because it is still June. I've got to get around this valerian without upsetting all of the honeybees in it. It is still June and it is ripening. So early Laxton is one of my favorite plums. It's a really good dessert plum. It's not a huge plum. I'm gonna pick one here, pick a couple of them. So this is what it looks like when it's ripe. They're a yellow plum with a pink blush. They're a really nice early plum, great size to just eat them in one sitting. I feel like they're not a great plum for baking or a great dessert plum, but they're really quite tasty and they are ripe really early. So I've talked before about how a goal for me is a consistent production all through the year. And so I really love these early Laxton plums because you're getting a yield early. Now, downsides of early Laxton is it flowers so early. If you have a late frost, this is not a good plum tree for you. If you don't have another plum that flowers at the same time, you're not going to get good pollination. It is also prone to aphids, just like all plums in my area. But it's really a great little plum. I got it from One Green World. If you're looking for an early plum, I have this plum as my first plum, and then I will have a succession of different varieties of plum ready all the way through mid-September. So I love being able to eat fresh plums off the tree for as long as I possibly can. So, all right, I'm gonna go run my errands. That's a look at early Laxton, a nice sized, super early producing plum tree, ready in mid-June in my zone 8B, and a really tasty little plum.